Hey everyone, welcome to Passion Cooking. We have Lisa here. She's our
Hi.
cook, and Tony's on the camera. Lisa, I guess we're making some kind of braciole.
Today we're making Braciole. Braciole. It's something my grandmother again used to make years ago when we were young, and a lot of people.
We're not young anymore.
Well,
I'm still young.
yeah, we're still
In
young.
our family, when you live to be 100 and something, that's,
108, yeah.
You know, what is young in my family? It's 80. I don't know.
Well, I'm 50, so 50 something. So I'm still young. It's 50s are the new 30s, right?
Yes. So Braciole is basically a rolled meat. You can use chicken, pork, steak. Today we're going to make the steak version of the Braciole. Now, lots of times people always say, "Well, what kind of meat do I use when I'm going to make Braciole?" Well, you can use anything you want. You just need we're gonna pound this out a little bit. You're gonna want to make a big thin piece. This is top round, thin sliced steaks. If you're lucky, sometimes you'll go in the store and you'll see where it says Braciole on there.
Really?
It's for Braciole. So, you know, you might hit it that day, but you can use whatever. Sometimes people use flank steaks. You know, you can use eye round steak. Just pound it out. And that's our goal.
But who would think?
Gotta pound it out.
But who would think? For today's day, the young folks, who would think what a Braciole is? I mean, you gotta really know what that is. I mean, but they don't know. They don't know what they're missing.
Well, I've eaten it in the past, and I don't know what it was called, other than good.
So, the first thing we're going to do is, I got my handy Ziploc bag here. Sometimes you can use saran wrap, and what we're going to do is we're going to place our piece in here. We're going to pound it out a little bit. See basically how thin it is right here. We're going to put it in our bag. I mean, you don't have to beat it to death.
But I've heard the more you beat it, the more tender it is.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
It's already done. Why would you beat it to death twice?
Well, we're just going to beat it.
Tenderizes
We're going to tenderize it, and we're going to make it bigger so we can stuff it.
Oh, it flattens it
That's
out,
pretty
spreads
much-
it out.
That's pretty much what we're doing. So we're going to just kind of do this. We're going to do all three of these pieces.
See, as you're hitting it, you're trying to push it out.
Yeah,
on the
I
edges.
usually kind of start from the middle and then kind of make it to
Nice.
where I want it to go.
Yeah.
And we're going to go ahead and we're going to do these for just these other two here.
So we have extra.
Yes.
Makes it tender, right?
Yes.
Nice when you pound it.
Well, it makes it tender and it makes it bigger, so we can put our stuffing in it. You want to try it, Daryl?
Sure, I'll do the last one.
We'll do double.
You got a two-handed camera, huh?
And you see how you use that side?
Oh, I used the wrong side?
No, that's okay. But on this particular, because we're just making it bigger,
it's-
this might break it apart a little
Yeah,
bit.
I see that.
So just use the flat side. Just so we don't make cube steaks.
Yeah. I didn't take notice to what side you were using.
No, that was good. That was a good point, though. I thought you did that on
Yeah.
purpose there to catch me.
No, not really. I just took it and went for it. Start pounding on the meat.
Good job.
I think it's flat.
Perfect. Looks pretty good, huh?
One for luck.
Perfect.
Two for luck.
One more.
Three.
One more right there. Perfect. Perfect. Okay.
Let me put this. Set this over here. Get a different angle.
It might be
Done with
too
the
low.
pounding?
So we're done with the pounding.
Oh, done with the pounding.
Okay, so now what I need you to do, we're going to stuff this,
Okay.
and we're going to need some garlic, and we're also going to need some garlic for our sauce. So what I'm going to have you do, because you are the
Ooh.
garlic pro now.
You taught me this.
You're
last
gonna
time.
peel our garlic.
You remember that from your last show?
Yeah. I won't forget it. Trust me. I'm going to do the big garlic one.
So, you know, disclaimer, it's still a knife.
It's still nice.
You don't want to be careful. You don't have to come this way.
not toward yourself. Yeah, you don't want to go like this. That would definitely not work.
But still be very
To your
careful
advantage.
while you're doing this. It's still,
Yes.
like I said, it's still a sharp knife.
So,
agree.
while Daryl's chopping up some of that garlic here,
I can smell
I'm
it.
going to take about a half a cup of panko seasoned Italian breadcrumbs. Good half a cup. A good half a cup.
I like lots of garlic.
And while he's...
We
oh,
got garlic flying.
we had a flying garlic go. It's okay. We got more. I'm going to grate some Pecorino Romano cheese, which is also going to go into our stuffing.
Fresh Romano.
And I'm going to grate about a half a cup of this too.
I can smell it all kind of, the cheese, the
It's
garlic.
because it's all fresh ingredients. You always want to work with fresh ingredients. Tastes much better. And we're going to dump that right in there too. I'm also got some parsley over here.
Parsley's my favorite, and basil.
I'm gonna.
not talented at this.
You're doing good. It's
Just
okay.
got to get it into little pieces, right?
Yeah, and I'm gonna put some fresh parsley in here too. And what I like to do is I used to take the parsley and just kind of ball it all up just like this. And I'm just gonna cut it just like this.
I learned that years ago to ball it up and chop it.
And sometimes I even grab it and turn it the other way, chop it again. And if you got a little stems in there, that's
Is that
okay.
good enough,
It's all
or
good.
you
It's
want
all
that
flavor.
Smaller?
Want
or-
it smaller than that? Yeah, probably, I don't know, you ask her.
Yeah, for that I'm gonna.
Maybe a little
Let me see.
smaller.
Okay. Here,
That's
the
three
pro's
gar-
going to
that's-
show us how to do it.
This is 3 garlics here.
3 cloves.
3 cloves.
How do you pronounce what we're making, Daryl?
Pasuda?
Braciole.
Oh, Braciole.
See, sometimes I just take the knife and just if you hold the knife down like this, see, you can kind of, then you put it all back together again and do the same thing again. And it kind of chops it up a little bit better for you.
So you don't have the knife upside down?
You're doing it the right way.
Okay. Yeah, because you don't want to really have big giant chunks in your stuffing for this.
This is one of our friend, John Fody's favorite dishes. He was over here today, I was telling him.
Oh yes,
Bracioles.
John loves
Loves it.
Bracioles.
I can't wait.
Okay. Of course, we got our handy dandy pepper.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
from
Came
France.
yeah. The bedpost, as Daryl calls it.
Yeah.
Using that.
It's huge.
We're going to put about 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil in here. And this is just going to be to combine everything together because we're not using any eggs. We're just using the olive oil and it will stay together pretty good.
And what's he doing over here? I see.
He's chopping the rest of the garlic for our sauce that we're going to be preparing to put our Braciole in to cook. It'll take about an hour to cook in the sauce. And it'll tenderize the meat, melt in your mouth, and be full of flavor. Okay, so let's start to build our what?
Pashal?
Our Braciole.
Braciole.
Now you can use, we can make bigger Bracioles if depending on how big your meat is. You can make. I'm gonna use my fingers here; they're clean, or you can use small and make a bunch of little Bracioles, or you can make a big, large Braciole, cut it in slices and serve it, or serve individual small Bracioles. Whatever way you want to do it. And I do it lots of different times all the
I'm
time.
going to try this with my venison.
Oh yeah, that'd work good too. So we're gonna take our stuffing mixture here, and we're just gonna put a big pile over here. I'm gonna spread it out.
You have to spread it down.
Remember,
packet.
No, not really. Just kind of loosely, just cover the whole thing here. Kind of split it up.
You didn't put nothing, no oil or anything on that. Maybe.
I put oil inside
Okay.
the stuffing. And what I had here, just for an extra layer of flavor, is a little bit of prosciutto.
There you go.
Prosciutto.
And this just adds another little texture of flavor. So my grandmother did this. So I'm gonna do it this way. And you know what else my grandmother used to do is sometimes she would, sometimes she wouldn't, is she would put a boiled egg. Actually, she would cut a boiled egg and put the egg inside of there too.
Oh, wow.
Some people like it that way. I do like it that way, but not everybody does. So you can actually put in here what you want to.
What kind of meat is that?
Braciole,
Braciole.
it's a pork.
It is
It's
pork.
a cured pork.
Oh, okay.
So, yep. And what we're going to do is another thing I'm going to have you do, Daryl, because my hands are going to be all meat,
toothpicks.
is grab me some toothpicks
I
out
thought
of there.
You might
Just
need
shake
these.
It. There you go. Figure it out.
Yep.
There you go.
Just shake it up and then it should come out. So we're going to just kind of take the small end first and we're going to roll. We're going to roll it just like this. And sometimes when you get to the very end, what I like to do instead of just rolling it right over, stop and take the ends and pull them up over the top.
Otherwise, it'd probably just spill out.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
do you do sideways with the toothpicks? Or
What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a toothpick and kind of just stick it in a little bit.
you're
Yep. And just
putting a bobby pin or something?
oh, and sometimes you might break it. That's okay. It just happens.
And another disclaimer, when you eat these, make sure you take out the toothpicks.
Take out your toothpicks. Don't eat the toothpicks. They're not edible.
So kind of like if you're sewing, you want to stitch it.
Yeah.
Oh, I broke it again.
You gotta
You're just
Doing
so
good
tough
there.
today.
No, I gotta have light on the fingers
Don't
here.
know your
There we
own
go.
take
strength.
a few times.
See, and it'll hold together pretty good because what we're gonna do is we're gonna fry those. There we go. See?
It's like when I make my meatballs and sausage. And it's all meat.
The sauce that I make for this, I usually do the same sauce I do for my meatballs or, pasta, my pasta sauce. And one thing that I like to do that Tony's grandmother always did was she always took an onion. I'm going to show you here. And she leaves it whole. And you can buy these little onions just like this. They're sometimes they're called like little boiling onions, or you get just little onions. They're just little onions. These are just little onions I got from the garden from the summertime.
They're not called bouillons or onion bouillon? No.
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 Just little
No.
onions, okay.
Little onions. And what I do, one of her little secret spices is that she always put cloves in here.
Really?
And it makes just such a unique flavor. Just a clove, you know what the cloves look like?
Yeah.
Little,
see.
Yeah.
little black cloves.
What you put on your ham.
Yep. Little clove. And she'll stick them in the onions like this. And if I don't do this, it's like I notice the sauce just doesn't taste
The same.
the same.
How
So I
they
do this
stuck-
all the
like little
time.
Pens you're putting
Yeah,
like
you
little-
just take the little cloves, maybe like,
Oh, I see.
maybe five,
They
six.
look like thumbtacks.
five,
Yeah.
6, 7 of them.
So same
And,
theory as a thumbtack.
They smell so good. Just smell it with the onion even. You
Oh,
can just
yeah,
smell
you
the
can-
clove.
yeah.
But it's not
Oh, yeah.
it's not a flavor that really sticks out a lot. They say, oh, there's too many cloves in there. It doesn't taste like that. It's just something in there that is
It adds
you
a
know what's in
unique
there.
flavor to it.
So
probably.
we're gonna add this to our sauce too when we saute our
So when
garlic.
we chop it up?
Nope,
Oh,
don't chop that.
oh, okay. Yeah, that would kind of
Okay,
defeat the purpose.
so I'm going to take this right over to the stove here. And I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of olive oil in here. Okay, and I'm going to turn that on.
It's like a medium heat.
Yep. Jerry, I'm going to have you put that right in the saucepan. Just stir it around a little bit. Let it
Oh,
start
okay.
cooking.
Stay still. Onion almost ran away on me.
In there.
Yeah.
Does he need to put the top on?
No,
No.
No.
perfect.
I'm learning too. I never did this dish. Have you eaten that?
I'm sure you've eaten it. Yeah, you do a lot of cooking.
Yeah, just let it.
Do you ever?
What?
Let it saute a little bit. We just don't want to burn your garlic. If you burn the garlic, it's going to be bitter. So you just
Yeah.
want to cook the garlic a little bit. Usually I say once you start to smell it a little bit, then you know it's getting to where we're going to add our sauce.
So you do a lot of cooking, Lisa. Do you ever
I'm going to sneak
get
behind
to
you
a
here.
point where it's a pain in the butt? Or
No, I love to cook.
Yeah.
And thus, the name of the show, Passion Cooking, I think you have to have that passion. You have to have that love for it. And
Yes.
it's just, I just love it. I love it. I think it brings me back to old days, home days, you know, when my mother used to cook all the time when I was young.
I love that sound, crackling.
And I got some homemade tomatoes that I got.
Out of the garden?
Yep. Canned some
Awesome.
tomato puree. Now I'm
Now,
going to turn this down
what
low.
we've always done, because my grandmother used to get her tomatoes and can them and everything. But, you know, these days, not everybody has a garden to sit and to make their own canned stuff. So what we do is we buy a couple cans of crushed tomatoes and 1 can of paste.
That works.
And then we just cook it on the stove. I always said, you always should cook your sauce for about 2 to 3 hours for the best results.
See, now mine, I don't well, I have used it from the can before. I'll use like tomato puree, or sometimes I mix them with a can of crushed, or sometimes I get whole and then put them in the blender and, you know, blend them up a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah.
But I don't ever use paste. I never
Really?
use paste in mine, ever.
It thickens it up. If you don't, it seems to stay a little watery and runny. If you put the paste in, it makes it like the texture you have here. You don't need the paste because you have a higher concentrate of tomatoes here than if you were to buy a couple cans. You know, they come with water and
Plus, you're cooking down the water; it's going to evaporate.
Yes,
over
and
there,
it will.
so-
I'm
Sure.
going to turn this up
That's how
a
we
little bit
pick
more
up.
now. I just got some basil leaves.
gotta have basil.
Unfortunately, these aren't from the garden. These are from the store because
Organic.
these are organic basil
I'd be
leaves,
grabbing
actually.
the Italian seasoning and shaking it in there.
And these you can see I'm just ripping. I'm not even cutting those with a knife. Just ripping them apart. And we're going
So
to add,
that's basil.
what I do is add a little bit of salt in here, you know, into taste.
Right.
Taste. So, you know, I might add a half a teaspoon or a teaspoon or so. You see our little onion in there with our cloves?
Well, that was 1,300 granules.
And
Cut close to them.
Oh no,
let's put some.
I'll be good. Don't hit me with it.
I'm going to add a little bit of cheese into our sauce.
Oh, of
So I'm just going to grate up a little bit more, you know, like a scant handful. And I put the cheese in there too. Do you put cheese in your sauce?
Oh, absolutely.
Half a cup. About a half a cup, Daryl, I think. About a, you know,
Yeah, that looks
a
like
good
a good
handful.
half. Yeah,
And we're going to stir that right in there.
nice. Try not to let it clump.
You know, tilt the cover a little bit.
Also get some
Get some
escapage.
air. We'll let that start to cook. Cook down a little bit.
So you went and got the big skillet.
You know our handy dandy big pan, right?
Yeah.
I love to use this. Love it, love it, love it.
So big you need 2 handles for
I'm
it.
gonna grab the olive oil over here. And we're just gonna put some, because we're gonna fry this, so we gotta put a little bit, enough in there to fry. Okay,
You let that get good and hot first?
let it get
or-
good and hot.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab our
Patuto?
Braciole.
Braciole. That's a Braciole. I'll never get that. Now, is this going to cook real fast because it's thin steaks or?
The Bracioles we're not really gonna cook them all the way through. They probably
Oh,
will
okay.
cook mostly, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna put them in here and just kind of brown them, just to sear them, and then we're gonna put them in our sauce, and the sauce is gonna finish up the work, the rest of the work.
That's going to be great.
You got a little piece of cheese on your chin.
Jeez, I was saving that for later. You took
Little
it away.
cheese or a little breadcrumb. I'm not sure which one it was. Could have left it there for the whole show.
Oh, there you go.
So we see that our oil's starting to get a little bit of a bubble in there. And we can test it and see.
Test it with a little drop of water.
Yeah, try it, Daryl. Go try and see
I
if
always,
it's...
that's
You know
what
what you
I
do
always
is
do.
the end of the stick.
Yeah,
Do
that's true
that.
too.
Do the end of
Sometimes people put the end of the stick, and if it at the very
other end.
the other end,
other end?
yep, stick the end in.
and
Just hold it there.
if it boils
Nope,
up.
it's not ready yet.
That's an old trick. I knew that one. Watch out.
So we hear the sizzle.
Ooh, there it is.
So that's a good thing.
That's
You know,
the
we had it
water,
on
isn't it?
high at first, but eventually you might want to turn it down a little bit as it starts to cook. So there's our number 2 and our number 3.
Ooh, the smell.
You smell it? Smells good.
Smells good.
When you start to hear it a real lot, you might want to turn it down just a touch, like to a medium. So we're just gonna sear these and brown them. Did you ever see, they always say, don't touch your meat and turn it because you'll break it apart.
Right.
Let it work itself. So when it's ready for you to turn, it'll pick up nice and easy.
Oh, so I noticed you were doing that, gently trying to lift on it, and it was still sticking
Yep.
a little bit.
When it's ready and it's browned enough, it'll loosen right up good. You don't want to really tug at it because you'll pull it all apart. And you'll get you'll notice when it does release, there'll be a nice golden brown on there.
Rosie's waiting for her share. Sorry, they only made 3. No one else was eating but me.
Okay, so that's that. So is this just going to continue to cook right here?
We're going to continue to brown these up, and then we're going to throw them into the sauce. Brown them on all sides. So when you see that you're got a pretty good browning all the way around, it's seared all the way around, we can kind of turn it off, and we're going to have Daryl open up our lid, and we're just going to tuck them right into that sauce. And you see that is a little pink on the one side, Daryl, but we're not going to, it doesn't really matter. We got most of it browned. It's going to finish cooking in the sauce.
Good point.
You have to stir it around in the sauce or just
No,
let it
we're
go?
just going to tuck them in, and we're just going to kind of
You got a whisk? I'll stir it.
move them around a little
No.
bit, and then we're gonna
Recap?
recap it. Maybe tilt the cover a little bit, try to get some air, and
Cook
we're
off
gonna
the
let
extra.
this simmer. This will simmer probably about close to an hour or so, and then we'll be ready to serve. And we'll probably cook up some pasta or something to serve on the side, and we'll be back when it's ready.
Sounds good. I can't wait.
Here I come, guys. All right.
Delicious.
So, would you like some, Daryl?
Oh, yeah. You guys gonna have any?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
What about me?
Maybe we'll give you some,
If he's good.
if you're good. So I just tossed a little bit of the sauce with this pasta a little bit, just to
Nice.
kind of color it there. I'm gonna give you a nice big
We'll put the
Piece of-
Braciole.
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 I'll put a little bit of sauce on there extra for you.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Love my sauce.
Can I show what it looks like with the plate?
Yeah, you sure can. And I'm gonna put a little bit of cheese, pecorino on there.
Sneaking in with it. You gotta tilt that down, see where your hand will get right in the dog's dish.
And I'm gonna add a little bit of extra basil in there for you.
All right.
Can you see that, Tony? And there you go. There's your little capellini with sauce with the Braciole. And don't forget to remove your toothpicks.
Oh, yes.
All right, I'm coming over.
This is for you.
You like playing with
Awesome.
everything, don't you?
Well, I'm trying to help you out.
Tony, I'll fix your plate over here. Woo!
And I got a white shirt on.
You shouldn't eat spaghetti
She's
with
serving us.
sauce.
The women should be served first.
Yeah.
Not at my house. My
Not a lot of
grandmother
places.
always served
Is that enough for you?
the men in the house first.
Well,
The women were
It's
still
the old days.
cooking. Yeah. These days, the women come first.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It should be. It should be that way.
Well, I think it's a team effort, right? Everything
Yeah.
is a team effort. Want a little basil on yours, Tony?
so is this gonna crunch when we eat like we did with the big sandwich that we had?
Oh, and I don't think it'll make that much noise.
There you are. Don't forget your toothpicks.
Oh, yes.
Gives you each one of these good sauce.
Definitely.
The first thing you want to probably try to do is find that toothpick in there.
Oh, guys, I forgot one last ingredient.
Oh, we forgot forgot the most
Oh.
important ingredient.
Well, I want some.
Hold on. Oh, sauce.
That's what the apron's for.
I seen that.
Do everything with a little love, and it tastes so much better.
Oh, I agree.
That's your sprinkle of love.
Find the toothpick.
Yep, I see it.
I can't find mine.
There should be 2. Usually I put 2.
Look who comes up.
Now we can lick our fingers, right? Oh, figures. There's our baby.
Puppies are always coming up. Can't see her. There she is.
Okay, let's dig in.
Ooh, that looks
So everybody
delicious.
together, let's give it a shot.
Wait a minute.
Cut our Braciole.
There we
Ready?
Ready?
go. Sure. Looks
2,
delicious.
3. That was good.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, I taste that garlic in there from the all that good garlic you chopped up. It's delicious.
Well, that's a
Absolutely.
sprinkle of love.
That's what did it.
We gotta have a glass of wine.
Yes, we'll have to get our wine.
The meat's so tender and flavorful.
How's the sauce? You did a good
Sauce
job.
is delicious, yes. Absolutely.
Fresh ingredients. It just tastes so delicious.
It's hard to get this in places. You know, there's not a lot of places that
No.
do this, but
And the young people today, my children including, they buy the jar sauce, and we try to tell them, you know,
Oh, it's so
we
easy.
learn. Hopefully,
so easy to do
hopefully
it.
cooking shows and things. Go on YouTube. You want to cook. If you're a college student, if you're just you're at home cooking, you know, you learn. You learn. You trial
Sure.
and error, and you learn how to do this stuff. Next time we'll make the pasta fresh. You know, this is from pre-done, but what is it, box pasta?
This was a box pasta, but
Next
we
time
will
we'll
show you.
how to do it.
Very easy. And that's all, folks. This is a simple, easy dish, right, Daryl? Our
Yes.
Braciole, a little bit of pasta. And
very easy.
It's
Very-
delicious, yes?
Absolutely.
And just remember, folks, just always sprinkle everything with a little bit of love.
Short, sweet, and perfect.